With Fortnite Season 3 coming in hot and only 1 month left, it's only natural to ask what the Battle Pass will look like and what the overall theme will be. Everything currently points to a fully Marvel-themed season, potentially centered around a symbiote storyline. We first saw these leaks back at the start of Chapter 7, and it's worth noting that the leakers who dropped this info were the same ones who revealed the Simpsons mini-season in Chapter 6. A lot of people were skeptical at the time and thought it would never happen. But since they were proven right, I think we can trust these leaks with about 60% certainty. If this really is a symbiote-heavy season, we have to talk about the Battle Pass, especially with the movie Spider-Man Brand New Day on the way. I know a decent amount of fans who aren't as high on the Tom Holland version, and would definitely cop another Spider-Man skin. Personally, I think it would be incredible to finally get Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield skins. While Tom Holland's Spider-Man was added back in Chapter 3, fans are constantly requesting the Sam Raimi-era suit. That version has only appeared in Fortnite via fan-made mods, but since the Doomsday movie and Secret Wars are in the works, it would make perfect sense for Tobey to finally arrive. Honestly, how is Fortnite even still a thing without a Bully Maguire emote? It's literally a crime that we don't have it yet. Then again, with Brand New Day approaching theaters, it's an absolute guarantee that we'll get a new version of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. If the entire season revolves around a symbiote theme, it only makes sense to get the full trio. Otherwise, who is going to help us stop the swarms of symbiote creatures? Well, to help us out, we might see Jon Bernthal's Punisher appear in the game, marking the first ever Punisher skin in Fortnite. This makes a ton of sense since he is a main figure in the upcoming Spider-Man movie, so it looks like Marvel fans are eating good this year. I'm right there with them because for me, the Marvel content is where the real hype is at. Fortnite has been treating Marvel like a monthly movie event lately. We just got Iron Man and Captain America, and it looks like we have at least 4 more collaborations coming, including Doomsday and a leaked Ultron skin tied to the second Avengers movie. I also think a Marvel and LEGO Fortnite crossover would be an absolute home run. If Ninjago killed it, this would be on another level. Remember how the LEGO account on X teased that the Avengers were coming to the island to save the day from the Nothing? Even if we don't get a full symbiote season, we are absolutely going to see something epic between the Avengers and the Nothing. Or, who knows, maybe Noel himself will show up since he comes from the void. I'll definitely let you know as soon as more info pops up. As always, let's dive into the lore side of things. If you've already been grinding the new reload map, you've probably noticed that Elite Stronghold is giving off major Imagine Order vibes. Obviously, our detective agency couldn't just sit this one out. There's actually some legit lore proof here. For instance, look at the redesigns in the main rooms where the Elites are literally scrubbing any mention of the Order. Between the abandoned Order tanks and all the leftover gear, everything feels like the Elites rolled in and took this base over after one hell of an epic battle. Judging by how much heavy machinery is scattered across the map, it's no wonder these guys are called the Elites. We also can't ignore how this map ties the Elites into the main Chapter 7 storyline, specifically the fact that the final 0-point shard is hidden right here. While we're just busy catching dubs on the new map, Voyager is out here hunting for that specific shard. He's already popped up in OG and saved the world, and everything points to a massive event happening on this island. Game files already leaked that the Elites, and maybe us too, are gonna have to fend off Voyager to stop him from snatching the shard. You can tell the Elites aren't playing around either. They're prepping the island for a siege with those specific turrets you can find all over the place. Honestly, no matter how you look at it, it seems like the Elites are destined to take an L against Voyager. And he's finally gonna pull off his plan to bring the 0-point back. We'll deal with Voyager when the time comes, but let's just hope that after what the Elites did to the Imagine Order base, Gino doesn't show up like a landlord and hit them with a bill for unauthorized renovations. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Act 3 is right around the corner, and the community is losing it over this redacted theme. Who is Epic hiding from us? From The Boys to Overwatch, plus Star Wars, and a new wave of Invincible. Let's break down what we should actually expect. First off, streamers are saying Act 3 of the Showdown season is going to be a total game changer. Some creators already got their hands on the new features, and they're basically saying Epic cooked. Swearin mentioned it was so cool he could barely gatekeep how hyped he was. Other creators are also saying these mechanics are next level, and are gonna be something the community actually loves. Word on the street is that one of the new items is going to be tied to the storm. You can choose to believe the leaks or not, that's on you. On the topic of the showdown theme, Ted Timmons dropped a teaser during a stream saying we need to be ready for answering the call. That's a dead giveaway for an Overwatch collab since that was literally the game's launch slogan. Plus, recent Overwatch seasons have been all about that rivalry vibe between Overwatch and Talon. It fits the current season's organization war theme perfectly. And the rumors that Overwatch will be a huge part of the next phase are looking more valid by the second. Even so, people are still arguing that since Act 3 drops in May, it has to be Star Wars related. I don't know about that one. We already had a Star Wars mini-season last May, and Epic usually doesn't repeat their homework like that. We'll probably get some item shop skins and call it a day. I wouldn't bet the farm on a full Star Wars takeover. People are also still pushing the idea of the boys showing up, but that feels like a reach now that the teaser doesn't really fit the Supers vibe. Get ready for some wild Overwatch hero action instead. Maybe even some themed mythics. Either way, May is going to be a movie, especially since the final act and the Season 3 event come right after. By the way, a lot of you guys keep asking why the elites are so deep in the lore and why they matter for the final event, so I wanted to clear that up. Basically, the elites are an organization founded by Zadie. They're like talent scouts for competitors, and if you're cracked enough to hit elite rank, you get an invite to the squad. They're also obsessed with studying the Siphon power, stealing an opponent's life force to take the game to a whole new level, which explains all those mines and construction sites we see on the island. Throughout their history, the elites have been busy conquering kings, fighting gods, and deleting multiple worlds just to find the best of the best. They expand their squad through pure determination, taking over realities with zero shards and cube mines. After a long time, Daigo decided to face his past and joined up with Zadie. Honestly, we're hyped to see him back in action with that new armor. He's clearly trying to prove he's a hero after the whole Dark Presence War disaster. It looks like the elites are going to be main characters in our story for a long time, and with all these collab leaks coming out, the future is looking insane. I'm breaking down every single confirmed collaboration coming in the next few months, plus the massive rumored leaks that are all but guaranteed to drop this year. First things first, let's talk about the Wasteland. We technically got the T60 power armor in the Battle Pass a while back, and it was incredible, but the files indicate we aren't done. Epic is planning to bring Lucy McLean, the main protagonist from the Amazon Prime TV show, directly into the item shop. For those of you who don't know Fallout, first, go play it, it's legendary. But secondly, this fits the Fortnite vibe perfectly. I'm hoping we also get a Ghoul skin, or maybe even Maximus, but for now, Lucy is the one locked in. If you missed out on the power armor, this is your second chance to grab some Vault tech gear. The next one is James Bond himself. This was another one rumors said was coming in December, but it got pushed. And honestly, good. A James Bond collab needs to be done right. We're talking about the most famous spy in history. The speculation here is wild. Which Bond do we get? Daniel Craig? Pierce Brosnan? Sean Connery? The delay tells me they are working out the licensing to make this a massive event, not just a simple skin drop. Get your tuxedos ready, agents. Speaking of cars, family. We can't talk about 2026 without mentioning Fast and Furious. We saw the Nissan Skyline and some other vehicles trickle into the shop last year in 2025, but the character skins were missing. That changes now. The leaks are pointing to a massive character drop featuring Dominic Toretto and fan favorite Han Lu. And knowing this franchise, they aren't going to stop at one wave. Fast and Furious has too many legends. I'm predicting a multi-wave release throughout the year to promote the next movie phase. If you want to look like Vin Diesel while cranking 90s, start saving your V-Bucks now. Rounding out the confirmed vehicle section, let's talk about the Disney investment. Remember when Disney bought a huge stake in Epic Games? We're finally seeing the fruits of that deal. Pixar's Cars is coming. We are talking Lightning McQueen and Mater. Now obviously, Lightning McQueen isn't going to be running around holding a pump shotgun. That would be weird. The leakers were hyping this up back in early 2025, and the delay suggests they are building custom animations. Maybe the eyes on the windshield move? Maybe the car talks. It's going to be way higher quality than the standard sports cars we have now. Let's shift gears to the rumors. These aren't officially on the calendar yet, but the files and the insiders are screaming that they are happening. First up, Post Malone. This man is a gamer. he plays Magic the Gathering, he streams Apex. It's honestly shocking he isn't in Fortnite yet. With Fortnite Festival becoming a main mode, Posty is the perfect headliner. Expect a concert, expect a skin, expect a full takeover. And then, the one that has the internet divided, XXXTentacion. This has been a rumor for years, but chatter has picked up again that Epic is working with his estate to bring him into the game. If this happens, it will easily be one of the highest selling skins in Fortnite history. I'll keep you posted the second we get a file confirmation on this one. We've had Naruto, we've had Dragon Ball, we've had My Hero Academia. Demon Slayer is the missing piece of the big four. Millions of fans have been begging for it. This is likely slated for a mid-year release to match anime seasons. On the movie side, we have Blade Runner. I'm talking Ryan Gosling. I'm talking Harrison Ford. We already have Han Solo and Indiana Jones, so Harrison Ford is basically an Epic Games partner at this point. A Cyberpunk 2049 aesthetic bundle would look incredible with the new graphics engine. The Gaming Legends series is about to get stacked. First, Devil May Cry, Dante and Virgil, the white hair, the red coat, the dual pistols. Dante was practically built for Fortnite. I'm seeing this all over Twitter, and usually when the community noise gets this loud, Epic listens. Second, Tekken. We got Street Fighter. We got Mortal Kombat. It is literally time for the King of Iron Fist tournament. Let's rapid fire through a few more spicy rumors. Agent 47 from Hitman, the ultimate assassin. A suit skin with a barcode on the back of the head, cleanest skin in the game, hands down. The Riddler. DC has been quiet lately, but we need more villains. We have Joker, we have Poison Ivy. The Riddler is the next logical step to complete the Rogues Gallery. And of course, Shrek 5 is officially hitting theaters in 2026. Epic Games never misses a movie release this big. The rumors are stating that Universal and Epic are currently negotiating the DreamWorks wave. And if this goes through, we aren't just getting Shrek. We are looking at a donkey sidekick that talks, maybe a Puss in Boots, and, if we're lucky, a traversal emote where you ride the dragon. And a surprise one, The Quarry. This is a narrative horror game. Epic loves doing Halloween collabs like Alan Wake or Resident Evil, so seeing the counselors or the monsters from The Quarry would be a perfect Fortnitemares 2026 edition. I want to touch on the Epic Games survey. For those who don't know, Epic sends out surveys to random players asking like, have you heard of these characters? A credible leaker named Sam pointed out some insane names that popped up on the most recent list. We are seeing things like Jurassic Park, Gundam, and even Gordon Ramsay. Yes, imagine getting boxed up and full-pieced by Gordon Ramsay screaming about the lamb sauce. We also saw names like Kane from WWE and the legend Michael Jordan himself, maybe a new variant since we have the shoes. These surveys are basically Epic's to-do list. They aren't 100% confirmed, but they mean Epic is trying to get the rights. Overwatch and Fortnite is finally happening. I know, we say this every year, but this time we have hard evidence. In the latest patch, data miners found a specific file labeled for Hanzo. LEGO actually slipped up and used this hairpiece on a random Ninjago skin, but the file name didn't lie, it's Hanzo's signature mesh. This is the smoking gun we've been waiting for. But it gets deeper. Insiders are suggesting this won't just be a skin drop. We are looking at a full-blown gameplay collaboration. Rumors are pointing to a potential payload LTM coming to Fortnite, mimicking the classic Overwatch game mode. As for the skins, obviously Hanzo is confirmed by the files, but the bundle leaks are suggesting a Heroes of Overwatch pack, featuring Tracer, Genji, and Mercy. Think about the potential for mythics here. A Genji Dragonblade mythic that works like the kinetic blade, but with faster dashes? That would be absolutely broken in the best way possible. Or a Tracer recall item that warps you back to where you were 3 seconds ago to dodge a sniper shot? The gameplay possibilities are endless. This is easily going to be the biggest collab of 2026. If you are an Overwatch fan, start saving your V-Bucks now, because this is going to be an instant cop. But wait, because the collab train doesn't stop there. And we can't forget about LEGO Ninjago. Wave 1 was just the appetizer. Wave 2 is confirmed to be rolling out alongside these updates. We have seen leaked assets for Master Wu, and the design is incredible. It's super faithful to the show, but fits the Fortnite art style perfectly. If you are a main in the LEGO mode, you are eating good this year. Now, I want to touch on a few other rumors that have been floating around for 2026. Crown jewel of these whispers, and undoubtedly the most anticipated collaboration in the entire history of Fortnite, is the long-awaited arrival of One Piece. For years, the Straw Hat rumors have floated around social media like a ghost ship constantly promised but never docking. But finally, multiple reliable insiders are now pointing to a definitive release window of early 2026, marking this as the headline event to kick off the new year. Unlike smaller anime crossovers, the One Piece integration is rumored to be a massive multi-wave event, similar to the Dragon Ball and Naruto rollouts. The first wave is expected to focus on the core heavy hitters of the crew, so we are talking about Monkey D. Luffy, Roronoa Zoro, Nami, and Sanji finally making their debut on the battle bus. The potential for gameplay here is staggering, so just imagine the chaos of a Gum Gum Pistol Mythic, or a three-sword style melee weapon that rivals the Infinity Blade in sheer spectacle. There is also chatter about a Battle Royale map update that could see the Thousand Sunny docked off the coast, which is not just a skin drop, it is a cultural event that anime fans have been waiting for. If the early 2026 timeline holds, it will likely be the biggest and first collab of the year, essentially breaking the internet the second the trailer drops. While One Piece brings the colorful adventure, the tone is set to shift drastically with the heavily rumored collaboration with the boys. This partnership has been teased on and off for nearly 2 years, but with the climactic finale of the Amazon Prime series looming, the timing for a Fortnite crossover has never been more perfect. This collaboration represents a grittier edge for the game, leaning into the T-rated boundary with characters like Homelander, Billy Butcher, and Starlight. Rumors suggest we could see a Temp V mythic item that grants temporary super strength or laser vision, balanced by a health draining mechanic to mimic the show's unstable powers. As part of the Gaming Legends series, which has already immortalized icons like Master Chief, Kratos, and Lara Croft, Crash is the missing piece of the 90s platformer puzzle. The leaks suggest that this collaboration has been on the table for a while, but was held back to align with a specific announcement from the franchise's holders. Seeing the orange marsupial in a battle royale as a skin might be surreal, but I think it will be as a sidekick just like the Groot or SpongeBob. We can expect a cel-shaded design that stays true to the Crash 4. It's about time aesthetic, complete with a chaotic spin attack emote that might even have some interaction with crates or loot. Having Crash Bandicoot running alongside you is the ultimate testament to Fortnite's status as the museum of gaming history. And it makes you wonder if Spyro is lurking in the files somewhere close behind him, considering how often those two franchises cross over. If early 2026 delivers on even half of these rumored collaborations, we are looking at a golden era for the game, because the diversity of this lineup spanning anime, TV, musical, and retro gaming ensures that there is something for literally everyone. As you guys know, the final season of The Boys is dropping right now, and rumors of this collab hitting Fortnite have been floating around for literal years. Well, the leaks are pointing to The Boys finally arriving later this season. This means the collab won't just be an item shop cash grab. It'll likely tie directly into the season's rivalry theme and this mysterious Act 3. It's a no-brainer to center it around the ultimate beef, Butcher versus Homelander. Imagine the mythic weapons. Epic, please. We need a Homelander medallion, kind of like the Superman one we had back in the day. And for Butcher, give us the laser baby as a weapon. We literally already had that exact mechanic with the Superman Heat Vision sprites in Chapter 6, so we know they can pull it off. I am insanely hyped for Act 3 and crossing my fingers for some diabolical, The Boys' weapons and abilities. You know they're going to hit the item shop eventually, so start hoarding your V-Bucks now, and don't forget to use my creator code at checkout.